Hi Aquarius, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your love reading for mid-January to mid-February. These readings last right around a month in energy and we go over the transits that are occurring at this time in regards to your relationships. So this is specifically for love. It doesn't have to be romantic love. This could be friends, co-workers, family members, anybody that you're having issues with at this time. But I am going to pick up your energy and another person's energy. So just keep that in mind. When I do these types of readings, very often it can be that the energies are switched. So if it comes in vice versa, just as long as it makes sense to you, then it's yours. Not all of these readings will resonate because this is a general reading. I try to get everybody about 2 readings a month. So hopefully, if this doesn't work, remember that these readings are also for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So you might want to check one of those signs as well. So guys, 2021, we're only 2 weeks in, and it seems like more stuff has happened than all of 2020. Not that things didn't happen in 2020, but nothing happened quickly in 2020. We sat and we waited and waited and waited. I think in one of my other readings I mentioned, and this is not any political opinion whatsoever, it's just an example of timing. In 2020, we were sort of impeaching the president all year long. In 2021, I believe they had it done in about 3.5 hours. Welcome to 2021. Welcome to Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in Aquarius, your sign. Your first house if you are here for your ascendant. This is a big deal. This is how things are going to go. So you have to sort of remain future oriented. There's something very important because we're moving into very fast, sudden, unexpected energy as Taurus. Your planet Uranus moves through the sign of Taurus. Guys, if you don't feel it, retrograde Mercury is definitely coming on in. And every time, I'm already stumbling through my words. It's going to be a long month. We have Uranus, your ruling planet, moving through the sign of Taurus, which is your 4th house. This is super, super emotional. Not to mention, we're in the energy of the new moon in Capricorn, which was your 12th house, conjunct Pluto. So we all know Pluto going through the 12th house, what it's done, but we've got a lot of emphasis on these watery houses. And at the same time, we're still, and we will be for a while, dealing with that Neptune square your nose in your 11th house and the 5th house. So we can get lost in illusions super easy. We can kind of be not trusting of the things or opportunities that are around us. When we have squares with our 2nd and our 5th house, it means we're working stuff out about how we see ourselves, how we value ourselves. 2nd house is not just about your money. It's about how you value yourself. It's about your resources. So if time is a resource for you, then you will find a lot of things happening in your life to kind of bring your attention to the fact that you need more time. Square to your 5th house, probably time to do the things that you enjoy or time to spend with your children. Lots of energy going through your 4th house, guys. If you are not planning or expecting to get pregnant in any way, use all precautions, okay? Mars meets Uranus in the 4th house, and this could be really, really sudden, unexpected stuff. And sometimes it could be regarding your actual family, your parents, something happening in your home, something happening to your childhood home. And it's just a very emotional placement. So we're talking about foundations within you as well here, emotional foundations. You might find things or experiences are kind of creeping up now. Pluto is bringing things to the surface. Anywhere where we are dealing with pain, frustration, anger, things are coming up for us to acknowledge them. I don't even want to say heal them because that seems overwhelming. And Pluto just wants you to acknowledge them. We get to reframe them when we're in this state of mind. That's why these squares are super productive, okay? So I always say to people, sextiles are great. Squares means it changes us. It puts us in a better position. We learn so much from those squares. So all intents and purposes, this could be really amazing energy for you guys to embrace new avenues in your life. All right, I'm going to start with your cards. These are a little bit different this month. I'm just they're all pre-shuffled, but I haven't done a layout. So we're going to kind of work together, and each reading has been different. I've pulled the different cards. So let's take a look at your energy, Aquarius. Now this is in regards to love and relationships. Pull cards for your energy. Okay, so we have a Page of Pentacles. So there's a newness or a renewal. I don't like when I see the Sun in reverse, Aquarius. So we have a Page of Pentacles, a Sun in reverse, and a Three of Pentacles. It feels like there's some kind of a new start here. Like the feeling that you have to go back to square one, go back to, wow, this Mercury is just absolutely horrible on me today. The Sun in reverse is feeling a little bit like fear to me, resisting what truly makes you happy. And maybe there was something that you walked away from, something that you left, and it may be something that you feel as though you took for granted. Page of Pentacles can often be an energy where you're learning something from the situation. Maybe you're learning to gauge your emotional capacities at this time. With the Three of Pentacles, it tells me there's cooperation and support from people in your life. And I think you're looking to rebuild on a better structure. I'm going to definitely pull some cards to take a look further at that Sun in reverse. Let's take a look at your person's energy. Page of Pentacles can also represent a child or an immaturity. There's a lot of finances coming out of those cards. Now, that's odd because we're dealing with a love reading. Okay, your person's coming out as the Devil. So there's obsession there. I'm definitely sensing obsession and control issues. Can I get another card for that Devil, please? Oh, my. Okay. We're going to take that one, and we're going to take that one. So the Devil, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. This person seems to have like a lot of intense energy towards their future. You know, Three of Wands is where you're waiting for something, waiting for your ships to come in. Maybe there's been a goal or something that they've had in mind that they truly want, you know, something that they're manifesting. The Devil card can also represent persistence. And the Ace of Pentacles is definitely a new opportunity. So there's definite drive and ambition. I'm also noticing that this person kind of has their back turned towards the Devil. There's a feeling of leaving something behind, putting some distance on things. There could be travel goals. Maybe this person is pursuing some sort of travel. Maybe they are pursuing going off to school someplace where there's a decent amount of distance. This can also represent time when I see a Three of Wands. This person has put some time in trying to correct certain types of behaviors. If there was any forms of addiction or like toxic personality things, codependency in any way, and maybe it's not within them, but the people that they're dealing with, maybe they've left behind some rather harsh situations, times when they didn't feel like they were quite in control. When this person's moving towards this Ace of Pentacles, this is what they have in mind, which oftentimes represents to me some form of a new foundation, a new relationship, but centered on a more mature mindset. You know, we're working a lot with Saturn. There's a lot of Saturn energy, so the things that we're doing now are really taking root. They're, like I said, it's important to be future minded, because as things are happening so quickly, they're also happening for the long term. The things that we're starting to do right now are most likely going to last 20 years at least. So you want to make sure what you're starting, what you're committing to, is something that you want long term. All right, so these are the cards for the relationship. I've got the 10 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. There's so much going on here with Pentacles. I'm not really feeling a love relationship here. This feels more like a work dynamic with all of these Pentacles, all of this money. Ten of Swords, 4 of Pentacles is the ending of a cycle. There's always a release with the 10 of Swords and a walking away. Now, because that 10 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles is underneath your card of the Sun in reverse, there seems to be an acknowledgement of what was lacking. And I feel like with the 10 of Swords, there's some stuff going on within you, starting to realize like maybe what motivates you. Ten of Swords, 4 of Pentacles often feels like that push-pull between the 10th house and the 4th house. You know, highlighting this Uranus and Taurus. And for a lot of you, this could definitely be playing out as well with a Uranus opposition. When I see that kind of energy, there's a revolt. There's an acknowledgement that we're not happy doing a certain thing or being with a certain person in our lives. Maybe this even represents, you know, a group of friends with the 3 of Pentacles, or any kind of association that you have. Maybe it was something that at one point made you happy. It fit your vibration. You felt really good about it. But with the Sun in reverse, it feels as though it no longer makes you happy. 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, there's an ending and a walking away. There's definitely an ending of the cycle. And this, when I see a 10 of Swords, it's kind of very psychological. It is 10 of Swords with the 4 of Pentacles, leaving something, a situation, but taking the pain with you. You might be walking away from something if this is a job, if you're leaving or a business partner, or there's some kind of a split in regards to finances. You know, even if this is some kind of a divorce. I think that maybe there's fear of not having enough. Maybe there's a little bit of resistance, feeling like life is going to change. Restrictions will need to be set. Maybe you won't be able to keep up that same kind of lifestyle. 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles as well. The 10 of Swords coming out underneath the Page of Pentacles. You may have handled the situation a little bit immaturely. 10 of Swords is oftentimes, you know, the last sword, the final sword in your back. So there may have been some kind of a communication that really hurt you. The 4 of Pentacles as well, I see as maybe you having to hold that pain in. Maybe there wasn't an opportunity for you to kind of speak or to express to this person how much they have affected you, how much they hurt you. And maybe there's a concern that this person kind of didn't have your back. Maybe you felt like they didn't defend you or have your best interest in mind. They weren't protecting you in some way, or they weren't protecting finances in some way. Now, with those as well, we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, and there's definitely a delay or a reframing. Now, I do have to tell you, Aquarius, like I said, I've mentioned it a couple of times, Mercury is going retrograde in your sign. It is already mid-month in its shadow. It will remain retrograde until the first week in February, and then we have to add 2 more weeks into that for it to kind of emerge from that shadow again. So we're looking at almost all the way into March before it's a real good time to make any final decisions. I would definitely, and I don't say that for every retrograde Mercury, because, you know, the last several of them were in water signs. It was a little bit more of an emotional thing, like people coming back from the past, reviewing emotional situations within our relationships. But this is back in an air sign. So we're back to intellectual things. We're back to paperwork. We're back to mundane stuff like that. So any kind of legalities, any kind of contracts, you definitely, if you have to sign them, if you're dissolving a marriage of any kind, please read the fine print, okay? Spend the extra money on experts and lawyers to look over these things. Same thing if you're buying or selling a home. Work with a reputable realtor. Make sure you get everything in writing. Make sure that you have copies of all of your paperwork, because the 7 of Pentacles can oftentimes just be kind of frustrating delays. Frustrating yet productive, because Mercury retrograde also means that we kind of get a second chance to do things. 7 of Pentacles is kind of where you analyze where you're at. What's the next step? Okay, we're going to have to pull back for a minute and review our plan. But with the 9 of Pentacles here, I think ultimately the plan is independence. So if you're really feeling hurt by somebody that you depended on, and this could even be a sibling of some sort, Page of Pentacles, I'm picking up a sibling, a brother or a sister or something. Maybe you have a family business. And you feel rather hurt over this situation. Ultimately, the plan is for you to reframe this so that you can move on and gain your own independence. Now, let's, this relationship is meant for you to really review your relationship with yourself, your self-reliance, and that's a lot about this Uranus and Taurus energy. Taurus is what we value. It's kind of a survival sign. So we have to be able to trust that even when the rest of the world isn't quite cooperating, even with the people that we thought would have our back don't, we still have the tools that we need to be okay. And whatever this was, if this was a job or another person, it's definitely meant to teach you that you do have the tools, you have the things that you need to remain self-reliant and sufficient on your own. Maybe there's some life lessons here, especially My Aquariuses that are going through their Saturn returns, there are lessons. Maybe there's banks giving you funding and suddenly they're not giving you funding. Maybe there is, you know, a boss that was kind of helping you out of a jam or a scenario that you had going on with your kids and suddenly they don't have your back anymore. The struggle is for independence. The struggle is testing your foundations, testing your relationships. If you're in friendships or situations that aren't for your best good, Neptune squaring the nodes, it's going to come to your attention with the Saturn return. Like, believe me, the Saturn has your best interest in mind. Saturn oftentimes represents kind of that fatherly energy in us. You know, dad says, don't hang out with that person. It's not a good idea. And we really want to do it anyways. Uranus, right? Anytime anybody says don't do that, automatically we're pulled to do it. And a Saturn return is kind of like, see, I told you so. I told you that you didn't need to, you know, Aquarius is oftentimes, we want to learn our own lessons. We want to feel it ourselves, and that's okay. So you may have been in a relationship or a scenario that you had going on where this was kind of the learning of the lesson. Now, let's pull a few more cards. I want to take a look at this the Sun card, which is card number 10. Spirit, can you tell me why the Sun is in reverse here? Why is the Sun in reverse? Whoa, okay. I was really feeling today like the cards were like super dancey, and they definitely are. Four of Pentacles again, Seven of Wands. Four of Pentacles here. Okay. Along with that, we have Elder of Cups, the Devil, the Five of Wands, and the Empress. Okay. A lot of cards here, but here's the thing. Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. You're really getting provoked this month. Probably provoked to say those things. And that's what happens when we have Mars, Uranus going through your fourth house. It's deeply emotional. People can really trigger you, really hurt your feelings in some ways. Maybe somebody says something new that brings up some old wounds. There's some kind of a need for a resolution here. When I see the Four of Pentacles and I see the Seven of Wands together, the universe is going to kind of keep bringing this to you until you address it. So anything that you're sweeping under the rug, anything that you're ignoring, those things that haven't been said for a really long time, maybe even some overdue apologies. Now, not that you're the one apologizing, I actually feel as though you might be expecting apologies from other people. Seven of Wands, and this is another seven. When I see a series of sevens, there's need for a readjustment. See, I think the Four of Pentacles is kind of a defense mechanism that you use. There's something that you do. Maybe you get emotionally cold. Maybe you get really defensive. Maybe you get aggressive in some ways, by a means to protect yourself. Now, I say that because just underneath that is the Devil and the Five of Wands. And sometimes the Devil can really talk about that deep, deep wound. Sometimes the Devil can be that thing that you really don't want anybody else to know about. Five of Wands feels competitive. It feels desperate. It feels almost like, how could you do this to me? Devil with the Elder of Cups is kind of like a Moon-Pluto transit. There's deep transformation here. What comes to the surface, I actually have a very, very heavy feeling in my chest. There's a feeling like you have been holding something in for a really long time. This thing that you're holding in, though, it blocks your creativity. Whatever pains, whatever disappointments, and I mean, this could be childhood stuff. This could be dealing with a parent that disappointed you or something like that. That really deep stuff can really come to the surface now. And the thing is, if you keep repressing it, if you don't take the opportunity when you're in a good frame of mind, it's going to come out when you're not in a good frame of mind. The universe really wants you to get this stuff out, because underneath it is the Empress. And when I see the Empress and I see the Nine of Pentacles is my preempt Empress, meaning this situation is triggering you to go in a different direction for yourself, to fight for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that this is like a bad person. The thing is, there's things that you need to say. There's things you need to express. There's disappointments that kind of make you feel like you build a wall around yourself to protect yourself. And when you let that out, doors just begin to open. You start to attract things that are much healthier for you. There's something about deep, unseen anger. Oftentimes, if there's anger or even shame or guilt of some sort, it turns into a cancer within us. Okay, it does literally, it creates diseases. It creates anxiety, uneasiness, inability to sleep. And the more that you're feeling that energy in these transits, Aquarius, the more that you are feeling jittery or unsettled, this can kind of go in one or two ways. There's a revolution, there's a revolt of some kind. You know, and you know this already, there's that rebellion kind of energy. Well, I'm not going to do it your way, or, you know, but you could say things in a good way, in a healthy way, in a way that helps you get it out. We could do this through automatic writing. We could write people letters. Doesn't mean we have to give it to them, but sometimes just getting the feelings and the words out on a piece of paper is very therapeutic. I do want to pull some clarifying energy. I get the feeling, Aquarius, like really this is about you getting things out. And it may not even truly be all about this person or this thing. Maybe this person is just a trigger for you to see other things. Yeah. Wow. You got two cards of Leo. Leo being your 7th house. Three of Wands is also a very Leo, Sagittarius kind of energy, along with the Capricorn and the Taurus. I actually want to see if I can get one more. This person seems determined, and I'm not sure they're against you in some way. I actually want to get a couple clarify. Okay. All right. This is it. Then we'll pull a couple oracle cards and wrap it up. You guys are getting a longer reading, but it's definitely needed. So clarifying your person's energy, we've got the Six of Wands in the Strength chart. This is all about strength. This is all about courage. This is all, you know, everything wrapped up into Leo. The kind of love that comes from Leo energy is pretty unconditional. Like if you're a person that a Leo loves, they love you immensely, passionately. And I feel as though this person really truly loves you. I feel like this person, and again, I don't know if this is maybe a partner who's kind of uncovering or giving you the courage to open up or heal some older wounds that I don't feel like it's in regards to this energy. I feel a support coming from this side of the table, which is why this reading is just really confusing. Even if this person, even if you and this person have had some kind of a breakup or a disconnect or some kind of a drama, I do think that they have your back. I think maybe it's a misunderstanding of some sort, but they want the best for you. Four of Wands in Judgment with the Pentacles. I mean, there's a lot of indication here of wanting to further a commitment, want to deepen a commitment, buy a house, move in together, make a commitment, even, you know, even a proposal of some sort. And I have the Four of Swords here and the Three of Cups. There needed to be some kind of a break and a reframing before you could come back together. Four of Swords is kind of like when you everybody's got to take a corner for a minute. And it might be a minute, it might be a day, a week, a month. It could be a year. I don't know. Maybe there's a journey that they need to go on while you heal this stuff, and then there's a coming back together. This almost feels like a rubber band effect. I almost am picturing like it doesn't matter how far the distance is, you'll always be pulled back to each other. You're kind of here to help each other through some kind of big emotional journeys. But it doesn't necessarily, I'm getting something very unusual from this. I actually really like this energy. The Tower and the Two of Wands. Sometimes things have to end in order for you to know what you truly desire. Sometimes you have to lose something to discover what means the most to you. I see it coming back together, but I also feel as though this was a necessary separation. No, I don't know, you know, and again, like I said, Mercury retrograde all through February. So if you've gone through some kind of a breakup in January, yes, there's definitely, the energy is very ripe for reconciliation. However, I think it's really important for you to know that if there is a separation with this person, you need to be productive about it. You need to be mature. You need to learn to work on your communication a little bit better. You need to be stronger in yourself. If you're holding back emotions or hurts from other people, you've got to heal that so it doesn't come in, because that's how karma works. If you haven't resolved it in those old relationships, it comes back into the new relationships. You got to work it out within yourself first, Aquarius. Actually, let me pull one of these cards for you really quick. I know I said these are going to be short, but sometimes you just get into this energy and you can't really leave it hanging. I can't. Also nosy. Yeah, I actually really love this energy over here. I really like this person. I think this person really loves you. I also feel like there's a lot of passion, which is weird. Everything was coming up pentacles at first. Okay. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. There's a struggle with trusting people. And when you assume other people are always going to lie to you, or, you know, you can't trust other people, it's because somewhere deep and down, somebody, you know, this is fourth house stuff, somebody taught you that. Somebody taught you that you can't trust people, or somebody taught you that you can't trust or rely on yourself. So there's a reconciliation with honesty going on for you. Let's see if there's any other cards that want to come out really quick. They're like, yeah, we'll do that next month. Loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. Okay, loneliness with the sun in reverse. Yeah, if you're broken up from a person, even in times when you feel really alone, you have to know that you're not alone. There's so much support. And a lot of times also, because the Four of Swords came up, if you are truly alone, you know, we've got a lot of stuff going on in that 12th house can really make you feel isolated. It's a good idea to start, if you're not somebody who does it already, to start to really learn a healthy meditation practice. I find that when I started to meditate, I started to acknowledge that I had support. You know, it may not be from physical forms, but there is support. And when you're spiritually connected, you feel as though you have unending, unconditional love and support there as well. And no, nobody on this earth is ever alone. So it's just a transit, and it will pass, and it should be productive. There's a lot of really creative things you could do to help yourself heal, like the automatic writing. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give those to people, but you might learn as you're writing and writing. One of the great things that I heard is, you know, if you're feeling like this is great for victims. If you're feeling like victimized by other people, and you do an automatic writing, and then you kind of write the letter until you stop saying, I blame you, I blame you, I blame you, and you get to the core of forgiving yourself. The core of everything like that is being mad at ourselves for falling for it, for believing in it, you know? And we have to forgive ourselves first and foremost. So, all right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave you guys at that. It's a beautiful reading. Even if it is a very tough month for you emotionally, please know that there's support. Feel free to comment. Anybody's welcome to email me at any time if they need a little bit extra support or some extra words of encouragement. I'm always here. I wish you guys the best. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon for your February readings. Take care, guys. Bye.